present myself as, one of the faces of boxing.
Ryan's speed and power will be the main difference there, and I think I do pick Ryan too.
As the highly anticipated match against Rolly Romero approaches, Ryan Garcia has fully immersed himself in an intense and disciplined training regimen. Garcia is rigorously focusing on all facets of his physical conditioning, pushing his limits in speed, raw punching power, and sustained endurance. His daily routines are filled with high-intensity mid-work, precise heavy bag drills, and grueling sparring sessions that demand the utmost from his body and mind. In addition to the relentless physical preparation, Garcia is prioritizing mental sharpness, visualizing victory, and staying locked in on his ultimate goal. Each training session is carefully crafted to bring him closer to his peak physical and mental form, ensuring he enters the ring at the absolute top of his game. As Ryan Garcia refines his skills for the upcoming clash with Rolly Romero, his focus on perfecting his jab under the meticulous coaching of Eddie Reynoso has become a central pillar of his preparation. Under Reynoso's expert supervision, Garcia is developing rapid-fire, precision jabs with blistering speed and devastating timing. His footwork is being fine-tuned to allow swift offensive bursts while maintaining defensive responsibility, and his head movement is sharper than ever, creating seamless openings for his jab to land cleanly. The combination of Reynoso's championship-caliber guidance and Garcia's natural athleticism suggests that Ryan is on track to deliver a high-energy, explosive performance when he steps into the ring.
Right. Two. Uno, dos. Esa mera combination. Three. Que le dé la vuelta, que lo pase. Turn. And throw him.
You got the best left.
The best left in the world.
Inside Ryan Garcia's training camp, every session is meticulously planned to elevate his defensive prowess and sharpen his counter-punching reflexes, all with the singular aim of securing a decisive and dominant victory over the dangerous Rolly Romero. Guided closely by his father and lead trainer Henry Garcia, Ryan is dedicating substantial time to refining his defensive techniques, working tirelessly on slipping punches, rolling underhooks, and creating angles that will allow him to neutralize Romero's relentless aggression. These focused drills are designed not just for defense, but for quick and punishing counters that can flip the momentum in his favor. This holistic, detail-driven preparation shows Garcia's determination to step into the ring fully prepared for every offensive threat Romero presents. Understanding his growing reputation as one of boxing's most magnetic stars, Ryan Garcia made a deliberate decision to accept the bout with Rolly Romero to further build upon his rising legacy. Garcia fully recognizes that the platform and visibility he enjoys are rare in the boxing world, and he's committed to seizing this moment to solidify his place among the sport's elite. Facing a personality like Romero, known not only for his wild, unpredictable fighting style but also his loud, trash-talking persona, provides Garcia a golden opportunity to not only silence a divisive figure but also captivate an even larger audience. For Ryan, this is not just another fight, it's a critical step in shaping his long-term legacy and expanding his influence in the boxing world.
Like, I'm one of the few stars in boxing. So when I got offered that, I said, okay, I'm the man to do it. And I think after this performance, I'll cement myself as, one of the faces of boxing.
Respected boxing trainer Robert Garcia weighed in on Rolly Romero's unique impact on the sport, emphasizing that despite Romero's polarizing presence, he is undeniably good for boxing. Romero's flamboyant character and outlandish trash talk, whether loved or loathed by fans, bring a level of attention and energy that elevates the spectacle of every fight he's involved in. Robert Garcia highlighted that Romero's ability to consistently draw viewership is essential for the sport's commercial appeal, as fighters who can generate interest, regardless of their style or reputation, keep boxing relevant and thriving. Romero's brash attitude and unpredictable fighting style have made him a compelling, must-watch figure, contributing to the growing anticipation for his bout with Ryan Garcia.
Very subdued, but Robert, again, asking for your trainer expertise, how do you see the fight?
Look, Rolly's is good for boxing, man. People love him. People want to see what he says. Sometimes he's just a weird boy. When he talks,
He brought a pickle. Did you see the pickle?
Sometimes he talks things that doesn't make sense, but people still laugh about it. He laughs about it. People laugh about it. People just want to hear him, and people want to see him compete. I think it's an interesting fight. I think Ryan's speed and power will be the main difference there, and I think I do pick Ryan to win, but it's still interesting. Rolly's always puts up good fights, always puts up good shows, so it's a great fight to watch.
Well-known commentator Andrew Tate has praised Ryan Garcia's extraordinary hand speed, pointing to it as a potential game-changer in the looming battle with Rolly Romero. Tate argued that Garcia's blistering quickness is not only a key offensive weapon that can overwhelm opponents but also serves as a vital defensive tool, enabling Ryan to swiftly evade punches and capitalize on counterattacking opportunities. Tate stressed that this speed differential could dictate the entire rhythm of the fight, forcing Romero into uncomfortable exchanges where his own timing may falter. According to Tate, if Garcia fully exploits his speed advantage, it could decisively tilt the fight in his favor, making it extremely difficult for Romero to impose his will.
Andrew, real quick, so your prediction for Rolly versus Ryan, how do you see that fight going down?
Well, I don't want to disrespect anyone. I want to wish everybody the absolute best. I hope everybody gets in there, has a great time, leaves happy, healthy, a little bit richer.
Right.
But Ryan's quick, man. I'll just tell you something. Like, I remember from my fight days, I'm a bit old now, but I'm scared of the guy whose hands you can't see. Those are the ones to be afraid of.
So. They're all good fighters, but Ryan's clearly your favorite.
They're all fantastic fighters. Ryan and I are good friends, so we have a personal relationship there.
Yeah.
But I don't want to wish disrespect on anybody.
Right.
Or I don't want to jinx anybody. I just hope everybody has a great time. But I think when you can't see it coming, that's when it hurts.
You're going to be at the fight May 2nd?
I'm going to be at the fight May 2nd unless Ron DeSantis locks me up for fucking nothing.
Right.
But if not, then I'm going to be at the fight May 2nd, 100%. I'll be right there at the front. You're going to see.
Past sparring sessions between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero have resurfaced in boxing discussions as fans and analysts dissect what those previous encounters might reveal about the dynamics of their upcoming fight. Reports from those sparring matchups emphasized Garcia's remarkable hand speed, precise footwork, and his knack for finding openings in Romero's defense. Both fighters now possess valuable insights into each other's tendencies, which could heavily influence the strategies they deploy on fight night. Observers who followed those sessions noted that Garcia consistently displayed an ability to adjust on the fly and exploit weaknesses, a skill set that could prove pivotal when the two square off in an official bout with everything on the line. As Ryan Garcia ramps up his preparations for the fight, he's also navigating a challenging legal battle that threatens to cast a shadow over his training camp. Garcia is currently facing a lawsuit filed by Fano, who alleges that Ryan breached a contractual agreement tied to a previously scheduled fight against Rukia Ampo. This legal dispute has introduced a complicated layer of distraction, forcing Garcia to split his focus between court proceedings and his rigorous fight camp. The pressure of handling both the intense physical demands of training and the mental strain of litigation raises questions about how these offering issues might affect his concentration and overall performance in the fight against Romero. The resolution of this case could play a subtle but significant role in his fight night mentality.
Have you heard about the latest drama surrounding Ryan Garcia? Apparently he's facing another lawsuit.
I don't know what happened this time. He's been in the news a lot lately, and not always for the right reasons.
Well, Fanmio, the exhibition fight promoter, is suing him for breach of contract. They claim he backed out of a scheduled fight against Rukia Ampo.
That's not good. How is this going to affect his upcoming fight? Isn't he supposed to face Rolly Romero soon?
Yeah, he's set to fight Romero on May 2nd. His promoter, Oscar de la Hoya, will have to deal with this lawsuit while preparing for that bout. It's definitely adding some extra pressure to the situation.
Wow, talk about bad timing. I hope this doesn't derail Garcia's career. He's such a talented boxer, but these legal issues could really hurt his reputation and future opportunities.
Rolly Romero has wasted no time firing back at Ryan Garcia's confident prediction that their upcoming clash will be an easy victory. Romero dismissed Garcia's claims, openly challenging his opponent's credentials and criticizing the perceived lack of top-tier competition on Garcia's resume. Romero went even further by questioning Garcia's dedication to the sport, implying that Ryan's attention is more focused on his modeling career and media appearances than on his boxing development. This sharp exchange has added a personal edge to their rivalry, heightening the tension and feeding the pre-fight narrative with fiery back-and-forths. As both fighters continue to escalate their verbal jabs, the intensity surrounding this matchup has reached a fever pitch, promising an emotionally charged encounter inside the ring.
There, you're facing Ryan Garcia. I heard you in an interview talk about I'm just gonna punch him really hard in the face, and that's just how the fight's gonna go. But you're not predicting a brawl, you're not predicting, a chess match of sorts. You're just saying, I'm just going to hit him hard in the face. Can you try and break down a game plan for us of how that's gonna work and how you plan on knocking him out?
By hitting him in the face really hard.
You can't give us no secrets at all?
I mean, that's the secret.
That's the secret?
Yeah.
Okay. When I was talking to Ryan last week, we talked about your sparring session all those years ago, and he was saying how he doesn't feel like you've evolved as a fighter over the last couple years, and he feels like you're going to be a very easy fight and to be easily knocked out. What is your response to that?
I don't feel he evolved as a fighter.
No?
He does the same shit. So, yeah. I mean, it's got him far, but it didn't work on me, so.
Based on what you've been seeing through his career the last couple years with Tank, Duarte, Haney, how did you come to that opinion?
Wait. Forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
Evolve as a fighter. I started boxing when I sparred him. I was only boxing for 3 years. 4 years at the time.
You didn't have a really deep amateur background.
I started
right?
boxing at 17.
Okay. And Ryan was a national, like a multinational.
Yeah,
champ?
multinational. Started boxing like 5 or something. Damn, it took him that long to evolve somewhat. I'm very impressed. He still hasn't been champion though.
Fair enough.
And the only times that he's ever had the opportunity to be champion was with Gervonta, but instead of trying to sacrifice the extra pound and trying to make 135, he decided not to. And then with Devin, who we clearly know he didn't even try to. He doesn't want to be and he wants to be a model.
Respected coach Kenny Ellis offered his perspective on the upcoming clash between Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia, suggesting that this fight may pose fewer obstacles for Garcia than his previous battle against the relentless Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Ellis explained that Garcia's experience in handling Cruz's constant pressure and aggressive style has likely strengthened his ability to manage high-intensity opponents like Romero. According to Ellis, the Cruz fight forced Garcia to sharpen his composure, footwork, and defensive instincts under sustained attack, tools that will serve him well against Romero. However, Ellis also made it clear that while Garcia may be better equipped this time, he should never underestimate Romero's explosive punching power, which remains a genuine threat that could instantly shift the momentum of the fight if Ryan is caught off guard.
Either one of Garcia. But I think Pitbull will give him more problems than Rolly, though.
So you believe that the Rolly Romero fight for Ryan Garcia would be an easier match.
Yeah, Rolly allergic to left hooks, man. In the gym, in the ring, so he's going to get hit with a left hook. We all know that from Ryan Garcia. So as soon as he lands a good left hook, it's over for Rolly.
Do you feel like they are picking on Rolly's vulnerability at this point in time of his career?
I think they know that it's just a matter of time before it's over with for him. So, give him a payday. He deserves it, He deserves it.
What you think about gearing up the promotion? Obviously, they had a sparring match that went viral. It seemed like Rolly had some good moments in that sparring clip. What do you think about the gear up? Press conference, just that fight selling itself.
It's good for promotion. That's where the fight gonna go too. I think the first couple rounds he's gonna have some good moments. Over them 8-ounce gloves on, they don't go but so far.
You favor Ryan Garcia. By how?
Ryan Garcia enters this fight with a professional record of 24 wins and just 1 loss, boasting an impressive 20 knockouts that showcase his devastating power. However, this bout marks his return to the ring following a significant setback, a 1-year suspension stemming from a positive test for a banned substance after his bout with Devin Haney in April 2024. The suspension, which officially ends on April 20, 2025, has added a layer of intensity to Garcia's comeback, fueling his determination to silence doubters and reclaim his place among boxing's top-tier fighters. This comeback fight is more than just another contest for Garcia, it is a pivotal moment in his career, one that carries the weight of redemption and the desire to re-establish his legacy in the sport after a period of controversy and absence.
Star boxer Ryan Garcia has tested positive for a performance-enhancing substance both the day before and on the day of a surprising victory over Devin Haney last month. This news comes from a letter by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association. The testing samples were collected prior to the fight, but the results only surfaced afterward.
The boxing world is buzzing with excitement as several high-stakes matchups are taking shape. Devin Haney is gearing up to face Teofimo Lopez in a fight that has captured the attention of fans and analysts alike, while Ryan Garcia is preparing for his high-profile showdown with Rolly Romero. These parallel storylines have sparked widespread speculation about the potential for future megafights between the winners, with many envisioning thrilling scenarios that could redefine boxing's competitive landscape. The outcomes of these pivotal bouts are expected to ripple across the sport, potentially reshuffling the current power structure and setting up dramatic new rivalries that fans are already eager to see unfold.
Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Teofimo, and they're going to do a show in the middle of Times Square.
Yeah, putting Ryan on there is kind of smart, that's right there. But then it's a solid match. Listen, Rolly and Ryan's an interesting fight because Rolly's hit or miss, bro. Rolly sometimes looks like where'd you find this guy off the corner, but sometimes he performs. There's a sparring session with Ryan and Rolly on YouTube where it looks like Rolly's doing pretty well in there. I'm curious about that fight. Rolly's back against the wall. He's got to perform. Everybody's curious about Ryan coming back. You got Devin Haney on the undercard against Ramirez. He's in court with Ryan. What happens if they cross paths at the weigh-in, even though they're not fighting each other? Solid.
Former world champion Zab Judah has weighed in on the Garcia vs. Romero matchup, calling it one of the most unpredictable fights in recent memory. Judah emphasized that both fighters bring distinctive strengths to the table that could tip the fight in either direction. He pointed to Romero's raw knockout power and unconventional, sometimes awkward fighting style as elements that could present serious challenges for Garcia. At the same time, Judah praised Garcia's exceptional speed, sharp timing, and technical precision, which could allow him to control the pace and outmaneuver Romero. Judah's balanced assessment highlights the fact that the fight's outcome is far from certain and that fans should prepare for potential surprises as the action unfolds in the ring.
I think if that's what makes the fight interesting. That's what I'm saying, basically. That's what makes it interesting, is that, wow, this guy is coming to the ring with one attribute of great skills. This guy's coming to the ring with another side of attribute of great skills. So I think it's going to be a great, exciting fight. Unexpected. We don't know who's going to win. It's no high end. So this makes great fights. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has their great expectations of what Ryan could do. they have great expectations of what Rolly could do. You know what I'm saying? Ryan probably has more higher expectations, but the style and the power of Rolly Romero, nobody can go to sleep. Think about it. The power and the style of Rolly Romero, there's nobody that can go to sleep on this. Nobody. There's no way. No way.
Who do you favor?
I'm still undecided right now. I'm gonna let this fight get a little closer. As they get closer, I'll be able to, pencil in on who's doing what, around the weigh-in time. Because you get to see pause, you need to see the body. You know what I'm saying? The body don't lie. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody that could put on ass. There's nobody that, you know what I'm saying? Nobody that could put on six packs and ripped up and cut and chisel. You know what I'm saying? You can't put that on. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, what can I say? So once we get alert and check all that out, then we'll be able to see who, how the weight is made. You know what I'm saying? The face expressions of making the weight. Was he depleted? Do he look like, he's ready 1 foot in and 1 foot out, or is he's still looking, solid? So all of that puts apart.
Sean Garcia, Ryan Garcia's younger brother and fellow professional boxer, has boldly predicted that Ryan will score a knockout victory over Rolly Romero. Sean confidently cited Ryan's superior hand speed, greater punching power, and higher level of ring experience as decisive factors that he believes will overwhelm Romero. This vocal support from within Ryan's own family adds an emotional depth to the fight, underscoring the unity and belief that runs through the Garcia boxing lineage. Sean's public endorsement not only highlights his unwavering confidence in his brother but also amplifies the familial pride and pressure surrounding this critical comeback bout.
So Dre, today I want to get with you and get your insight on the matchup between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero. How do you see that fight?
Well, if and when that fight go down, man, I really don't care about either of the two. Rolly he too much for me, right? Ryan has a lot of potential, but at the same time, I just ain't feeling him too much. Yeah, so Ryan has all of the talent, right? Formal, boy can execute, he's not scared. You see what he did when he got in there with Tank, leading up to the night, right? Rolly has a big mouth and has the mentality to back it up. I honestly don't feel like that'll be enough. I think Ryan, especially the last fight with Tank, grew a lot since then, and I see him, if that fight ever takes place, taking Ryan easy.
The boxing community remains deeply divided in its analysis of the Garcia vs. Romero showdown. Some respected analysts firmly believe that Ryan Garcia possesses the more complete skill set, combining speed, power, ring intelligence, and adaptability that should secure him a clear victory. Others, however, argue that Romero's physical strength, aggressive pressure, and unpredictable style could prove to be the deciding factors that tip the fight in his favor. This split in expert opinion has added an extra layer of intrigue to the build-up, with fans and insiders eagerly debating which fighter's attributes will ultimately prevail. Many observers also note that both Garcia and Romero are at similar crossroads in their careers. Both are talented, both have significant followings, yet neither has fully established himself as an elite, undisputed superstar. This fight is being widely viewed as a crucial moment. A gateway that could elevate either man into boxing's upper echelon and dramatically reshape their professional trajectories.
Not a pretty win for Rolly Romero, but he did call out Ryan Garcia, which I think it's a fight that should happen. I think it's important for both these fighters to make that fight happen. Right now, both of them are kind of like trendy, hot names. And to be honest with you, we don't know if Ryan Garcia or Rolly Romero are really at that elite level to compete with someone like Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, Lomachenko, like those guys. I think those are top dogs in their divisions. And it's just like, if they're really not that good, people are going to start to discover that in future fights. If they make this fight pretty soon, then you ideally knock off or you beat a top contender, a big name.
Despite the fiery rivalry and the intense verbal sparring leading up to the fight, Rolly Romero has taken a moment to give Ryan Garcia credit for his previous victory over Devin Haney. Romero acknowledged that Garcia's performance in that bout was genuinely impressive, demonstrating a level of skill and composure that earned his respect, even as they continue to exchange trash talk in public. This brief display of mutual recognition adds a nuanced dimension to their relationship, showing that beneath the hype and bravado, there remains a professional respect for each other's abilities.
A couple months from now, you got the fight we've been talking about for years. Ryan Garcia is finally here. Does it feel surreal?
It ain't real until it's in the ring. Who knows? He might have an anxiety attack. We don't know.
Well, the last time the Schmo spoke with you, we're being respectful for his situation.
It seems like he's actually going through some real... He's trying to call for help and nobody's trying to help him. And there's still a lot of respect there between both of us. He did something good for the sport of boxing. He beat...
Even Gervonta Tank Davis, a former opponent of both fighters, has chimed in on the Garcia vs. Romero matchup. Davis admitted that Romero's punching power is legitimate and worthy of respect, but he was quick to remind everyone of the devastating danger posed by Ryan Garcia's signature left hook. Davis emphasized that Garcia's left hook remains one of the most lethal weapons in boxing, a punch capable of instantly ending a fight. His comments suggest that while Romero's power is a factor, Garcia's explosiveness, particularly from that left side, could ultimately be the decisive element in the fight.
It's harder, Ryan Garcia with his left hook or Rolly Romero. Gervonta Tank Davis fought both of them.
I ain't gonna lie, Rolly hit hard. People be sleeping on Rolly. Rolly can hit, bro. Like, he can hit. Like, he's the only person I felt like when he swung, felt like bricks were going good. Can Rolly put out the upset. I don't want to say that's crazy, but yeah, hopefully, for sure, somebody get knocked.
That wraps up today's video. Make sure to stay connected and join us next time for more in-depth boxing news, fight previews, and exclusive interviews as we continue to bring you the latest from the world of combat sports.